Hello, my name is Deontay Ash. Welcome to another episode of Home and Huddles. I'm glad you guys have returned. If you guys have not already, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. I'm going to be giving good content. It's going to be authentic content. It's going to be real content. If you guys can, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share with a friend. It's always good to share. It's always good to share with a friend. And today we're going to be talking some football. So today we're going to be talking week 10. The Bengals excuse me. The Bengals, they lose to the Ravens 35-34. The Giants lose to the Panthers. They lose 20-17. The Patriots, they beat the Bears 19-3. That was a really bad game for the Bears. They fired their offensive coordinator. It was really bad for them today. The 49ers, they barely squeaked by the Buccaneers. That game, we're going to get into that one in a little bit as well. The Buccaneers, they played their ass off. The 49ers, they kind of played down to the competition. The Broncos, they lose in a really, really close nail biter to the Chiefs, 16-14. The field goal got blocked. The Chiefs, they find ways to win games. Like they're just blessed. Whatever the Chiefs are doing, keep doing it. And God, please let me give me a little bit of whatever the Chiefs got because they're clearly living right. The Bills, they beat the Colts 30-20. Josh Allen is playing really, really well, and no one's talking about it. It's just because it's not as pretty as he always does. Like he doesn't have the Stephon Diggs anymore, so it doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing. But Josh Allen, he's playing at MVP level. The Steelers, they beat the Commanders 28-27. That was a really, really good game, and we're gonna get into that one later as well. I'm Russell Wilson is a breath of fresh air. I'm loving him, and I'm loving him with the Steelers. The Vikings, that game was horrible. The Vikings beat the Jaguars 12-7. Doc Peterson is going to lose his job. It sucks. Peterson's gonna lose his job. The Falcons, they lose to the Saints, and that was a really close game, divisional game. That's tough for the Falcons because the Falcons should have beat them. My Chargers, they beat the Titans 27-17, and this was overall our best win of the season. I think that this was our first real impact win where we played good on all sides of the ball. We played good on offense, we played good on defense and special teams. Sorry. The Cardinals, they destroyed the Jets 31-6. Aaron Rodgers, you're washed. I'm sorry. That game was horrible. Kyler Murray is playing at an all-time high right now, playing really, really well. He's throwing the ball really well. The Eagles, they demolished the Cowboys. That we'll talk about that one a little bit later. The Lions, they beat the Texans, and that game was really weird because the Texans played with their food and they allowed the Lions to come back. The Lions should have not. They shouldn't have won that game. They played with their food and they let the Lions come back. The Dolphins, they beat the Rams in a really, really convincing game. Tua played lights out. Tua played really, really well. I'm glad to see the Miami Dolphins playing better. It was a primetime game. The Rams, the game was really, really sloppy, but it was kind of good to see. It was good to see the Dolphins put a good game together. So I'm gonna get back to that Lions game. The Lions game was really, really weird because Jared Goff throws 5 interceptions and they still win the game. And to me, it wasn't a really good game to watch for me just because I like seeing really good play, and the game was overall really, really sloppy. Jared Goff he's good, but to me he's a system quarterback, and to me you can't win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Me personally, that's I don't think you can. If you guys had a different quarterback, I think you guys could win. You would have to get someone who's elite to win one because you guys have the good running backs. I like Jameer Gibbs. I like David Montgomery. I like your receiver play. Your receiver play is really good with Amon Ra St. Brown. It's a tongue twister for me. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. So Amon St. Ra, I like their other receiver, the one that gets in trouble a lot, Jameson Williams. He's really good as well. The defense is good, but it really hurt that you guys lost Aiden Hutchinson, because I think with him, he was a really big piece to lose. And I know you guys got Zaire. I forget his name, Smith, one of the Smith brothers. You guys got him, and he's good, but I think you guys are gonna miss Aiden Hutchinson. It's gonna be bad. I like the cornerbacks. The cornerbacks are pretty good. Brian Branch is a beast. That dude is a dog right there. Brian Branch is really good. I'm liking Terry and Arnold. Terry and Arnold's not bad. For a rookie, I think he's going to be something to deal with in the future. Um, I mean, defensive wise, you guys have everything you need. Only thing is going to be your quarterback play. If Jared Goff can play within his system and not beat himself, he'll be great. He'll be okay for you. To me, you're not going to win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. You're going to need a Josh Allen. You're going to need a Pat Mahomes. You're going to need potentially a Joe Burrow. But to me, Jared Goff will not win you a championship. And everything comes back to the quarterback. If you don't have an elite to really great quarterback who's not going to make boneheaded mistakes, you're not going to win anything. If you want to win in the regular season, Jared Goff's your guy, and you guys will be okay. But I mean, to me, it's kind of like Super Bowl or nothing for me, honestly, because if you're not going to win the Super Bowl, what are you playing for? I mean, I know you're playing for stats, you're playing for the money, you're playing for the name on the name on the back of the jersey, you're playing for your family, but for me, especially me, because me growing up, I played sports. It was all about winning. If you weren't winning, what are we really playing for? What are we training hard for? We're not going to win anything. And I know, and I think the Lions are 7-1, but they're 7-1. They kind of got exposed on that game, and a lot of people won't admit it. But to me, they got exposed. The Cowboys definitely got exposed, and if I were them, I would tank the season. I wouldn't start Cooper Rush. I would put Trey Lance in if it was me. Put Trey Lance in, see what we have with him. That way we can figure out if we need to just kind of wipe the deck clean. Because if we can trade Trey Lance, maybe sever some picks, maybe if we can get some picks out of him, if it's possible. But if Dak is gone for the season and Zeke is unfortunately Zeke's done. To me, the Cowboys need to rebuild, and they need to rebuild around Micah. They need to rebuild around CeeDee Lamb, and they need to rebuild around Dak. So you have to get pieces, and you're gonna have to pay people to come to you guys for the Dallas Cowboys. If you guys want to win a Super Bowl and you guys want to be in that top echelon of teams, you're gonna have to pay people to come to you. Like, unfortunately, I know Jerry doesn't like paying people, but you're gonna have to pay someone. And that game was horrible. That was a horrible showing, and I honestly think the Dallas Cowboys, play the Texans next, and I think the Texans are gonna probably beat you guys. So if I were you guys, but better luck next year, because I'm pretty sure the Commanders are probably going to win the Eagles, or the Commanders are going to win the division. And if say the Eagles win the division, Commanders are going to get a wild card spot, because the Commanders are just that good. The Commanders are playing really, really well. Jaden Daniels is really, really he's playing well, and he's seeing quarterback really well. Next game we're going to get into is the Cardinals versus the Jets. That game was pretty bad. And it's safe to say the problem was not Robert Saleh. It wasn't Robert Saleh. Aaron Rodgers, you need to play better. That's just what you have to do. You have to play better, because you're the one who criticized Mike Williams. You're the one saying people aren't running routes. They're not running routes correctly. You're the one throwing people under the bus. You threw your coach under the bus. He got fired because of you. Now look at you. You're playing horrible. You have Devontae Adams. You have the running game. You have the defense. Hassan Reddick got signed. What is the excuse? You guys got Sauce Gardner. There's really no excuse. And to me, personally, I'm really glad that they're playing bad, honestly, because I feel like that's exactly what Aaron Rodgers deserves. Aaron Rodgers thinks he knows everything. He thinks he's smarter than everyone. You're not. Look at you. You're getting exposed. And it's all your fault because you didn't want to show up to training camp. You didn't want to be a professional. That's in the NFL, NBA, any pro sports. That's the whole thing. You have to be a professional. You can't show up late. You have to show up to training camp because you're a mentor for the young guys. The young guys are going to follow after you. So if they see you're slacking off, now when they become vets and they become the ones who are in charge, they're going to slack off and they're going to show that same smugness that you showed. So to me, it was all pointless. You're bringing a loser mentality to a losing team. The Jets were like forever. They're a losing organization. You're bringing a losing personality to that losing team, and it's just pretty bad. And honestly, I think the Jets deserve better. Honestly, I think the Jets deserve a little bit better because you have Garrett Wilson, you have Devontae Adams. The O line's not the greatest. I know you guys got Tyron Smith, and he's on the back end of his career, but to me, I think they're serviceable. You guys can make a wild card at least. You guys should not be as bad as you guys are right now. The next game we're gonna get into is my Chargers. They beat the Tennessee Titans 27-17. Great game for Justin Herbert. I'm not gonna lie, he impressed me. I'm telling you guys, I'm not the biggest fan of Justin Herbert, but he impressed me because I seen something that I haven't seen from him in a while. I haven't seen him play with instincts and to just trust his quarterback play. It seemed like when he was playing, he was always thinking of something, and I think he was a little bit too smart for his own good in some cases where he would overthink himself out of a play. And to me, that's not great for a quarterback. You need to be really decisive. For a quarterback, if you're a quarterback, you want to be decisive. So you want to say, okay, I have him open, I'm gonna throw it to him. I'm not gonna try to force a ball down like I'm not gonna try to force the ball down 30, 40 yards just because I have a really strong arm like Josh Allen. And that's what I was saying with him. He makes a lot of boneheaded mistakes, but he trusted his instincts and he played really well. If he plays like this, we can definitely make a playoff push. Quentin Johnston, he's stepping up. I'm liking it. It doesn't seem like it was a bad move because now we're kind of seeing the growth, like letting Keenan Allen and Mike Williams go. I wish we could have kept Mike Williams and let Keenan Allen go, but hey, if it's gonna progress his growth, I'm glad we did it. Lad McConkey is a dog. Lad McConkey is the real deal. He's a perfect slot receiver. He's going to catch anything in sight. He's not going to fumble the ball. He's going to run out of bounds because he's not going to get tackled. He's a what we need as a football player, as a receiver. We need sure hands as a receiver. That's what we needed. I'm liking our defense. We need cornerbacks. I don't know why if it was me, I would have traded for Marshawn Lattimore. I'm not a big fan of Christian Fulton. He gets burnt a lot, but I'll deal with it because our front four they're dogs. Bud Dupree, he chef's kiss right there. Bud Dupree was our missing link because I always liked Bud Dupree when he was on the Steelers. When he played for the Steelers, I'm like, I want Bud Dupree. He became a free agent. He went to the Falcons. And I'm like, I wish we could have got him. But Bud Dupree is a dog. Khalil Mack is a dog. Joey Bosa is a dog. Like I really do love our defense. I love that we're stopping the run, and I love that we're just playing really well, really well defensively. Um, that's going to be kind of it for the Chargers. Because I can ramble all day about them, but one thing that I was really really impressed with was the Steelers beating the Commanders. Russell Wilson, I thought that he should have got traded to the Giants, and they should have let Justin Fields run the team, just because Justin Fields is going to be your future. Russell Wilson, he's going to be the Steelers' future now, but at the time, I was thinking trade Russell Wilson to the New York Giants because they obviously need a quarterback, and I think Russell Wilson would fit the New York mindset because he's a presidential kind of player, and it's a big market like New York. So I thought it would be a really good fit. And then they got Malik Neighbors. They have a good team. They need a quarterback. Daniel Jones is not it. They're gonna release him hopefully they release him at the end of the year. If you could cut him now, but I mean if it's for the cap, save him. But I thought that Justin Fields is gonna be the Steelers quarterback of the future because he's younger. He's younger. And what I wanted to see was I wanted to kind of say, hey, open up the playbook and let him cook. Like, see if Justin Fields can figure it out because Mike Tomlin is a really great coach. I would love to play for a Mike Tomlin because he's going to let you be yourself. But it seems like Russell Wilson has found new life with the Steelers. If Justin Fields isn't uncomfortable, just sit behind him until Russell Wilson's done. Learn everything you can and then just be a great quarterback for the Steelers if you want to do that. But if not, leave in free agency because it's only a 1-year deal anyway. And then, I mean, because to me, I think the Steelers can make a really, really deep playoff push because they have all of the ingredients to win a Super Bowl. You have the offense. You have George Pickens, who's a dog, and you have Mike Williams, who's a dog. Mike Williams, only reason why the Chargers let him go was because he got injured a lot, and that was because of Brandon Staley's incompetence as a coach. You're not. They were up in the last game when he got injured, and he gets injured in basically in the end of the game where we didn't even really need him. The game was already over. They just have him in the game and he gets injured. So Mike Williams is good. Najee Harris is balling. Nobody's talking about it. Najee Harris is really balling this year. The defense, come on, T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Joey Porter Jr. Like the defense is stacked. Cameron Hayward. Need I say more about them? Steelers have all the ingredients to win the Super Bowl. And they're gonna get it out the mud. They're a gritty team, and it seems like they all really like each other. Like they're not fighting each other like the 49ers. They're just playing really, really good football. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm like I've been drinking a lot of like water, so I'm like burping and stuff. Sorry, you guys. I'm professional, Trip. I'm really, really professional. I'm sorry. But so the last two games I'm going to talk about, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode this time, just because I had a little bit more to talk about, and I don't want to ramble. I kind of want to get to these games and kind of put them out there and let you guys recap. And if you guys have anything, if you guys want to critique me, say, hey, work on this. Hey, talk about this, talk about that. Let me know, and I'll make longer episodes, and I'll definitely work on things. So beat it up in those comments. Last two games we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Chiefs and the Broncos. The Broncos, they played really well. They deserved to win that game. They really did. But it's just the Chiefs are living right. They're reading their Bible. They're saying their prayers. They're eating those Flintstone gummies, and they're living right because they can't lose. They can't lose. And I need to check their schedule, and I'm actually going to check their schedule really quick because honestly, I think that they can win out. Let me look at it because I know if they can beat the Bills, I think they'll end up winning out. Maybe they might not want to win out because then they'll probably lose the Super Bowl. But let me check real quick. Let me check the Chiefs remaining schedule. So okay. So the Chiefs, they play the Bills, then they play the Panthers. So the Chiefs, if they beat the Bills, if they play the Bills, I think they'll beat the Bills. That'll be a really close game, but I think it'll be on the wire. So it'll be like a 3-point game. Chiefs will probably win by a field goal, or they'll probably lose. It just kind of depends on how that game goes. The Chiefs, they're playing the Panthers. I'm pretty sure they're going to beat the Panthers. They're going to beat the Raiders. It's a toss-up with the Chargers because the Chargers usually get the best of the Chiefs. But that's a 50-50 game. It just kind of depends what Charger team comes up to the game, honestly. They're going to beat the Browns. The Texans, it depends what team shows up because if the Texans play like they played against the Lions, they're going to lose. So that's a 50-50 game. The Steelers is going to probably be their toughest matchup because the Steelers, I think, are going to be – that's a Christmas game, and I think the Steelers are going to probably be playing at a high level. because I noticed the Steelers play better as the season progresses. So as they get as it gets colder, they get better. That's just how the Steelers play, and they play really aggressive. They hit hard, and that's just what they do. The Steelers. I'm a fan of Mike Tomlin, and he's like his coaching. I would love to play for a Mike Tomlin because he's gonna coach you up. So it's 50-50 with the Bills. They're gonna beat the Panthers. They're gonna beat the Raiders. 50-50 with the Chargers. It depends what Charger team shows up. So they're looking what 10-0, 11-0, 12-0, possibly 12-1, 13-1. It depends. It just kind of depends because it depends which Texans. It depends which Texans team shows up, and it also depends what Steeler team shows up. And then they're going to beat the Broncos again. They just have the heads up over the AFC West. They beat a lot of us. They beat the Raiders. They usually beat the Chargers. It's going to be a close game, but they usually come out ahead. So that's the Chiefs story right now. So we'll see how that plays out. I think they could win out. Me personally, I would rather lose a couple games because I would rather win the Super Bowl and three-peat because no one's ever went. They've never just wiped the deck and went all the way through. So I'd be a little worried about that. Last game we're going to talk about, and we're going to end the night here, is we're going to talk about the 49ers and the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, they played a well game because they are riddled with injuries. It wasn't their best showing, but it was still really good. Um, Christian McCaffrey came back, which was good. Ricky Pearsall, his first game back, he played well. Christian McCaffrey played good. He didn't score. He didn't run the ball well, but he did get a lot of receiving yards. Brock Purdy played well. He got 353 yards, but to me, I'm not a hater. To me, though, it's Brock Purdy's not going to win you a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is a system guy. He's a system guy. And to me, if you're going to win a Super Bowl, you need an elite quarterback or a really, really, really great one. So, you can keep trying this project, but you're going to keep getting to the Super Bowl and you're going to lose. If you guys are playing Patrick Mahomes, or say you get to the Super Bowl and you play Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson's going to beat you because Lamar Jackson is a game changer. Patrick Mahomes is a game changer. Josh Allen, even if Josh Allen met the 49ers in the Super Bowl, Josh Allen will beat him because Josh Allen is that much more talented than Brock Purdy is. Brock Purdy, he's a good system guy. But to maximize your talent that you guys have, if you guys want to maximize it, to maximize Debo, you want to maximize George Kittle, you're going to need an elite quarterback. So if I'm the 49ers, just trade, or see if you can identify another quarterback once you guys get to the draft. It's that simple. I know you guys, because if you pay Brock Purdy, you're not gonna have any money to keep the team, and you're gonna lose. So that's gonna be it for the day. That's gonna be it for the day. Like, comment, and subscribe again. Like I said, I'm gonna grow this channel. I'm gonna post content weekly, and I'm gonna get to the point where I post more regularly. I just have to get to a system to where, okay, I see what you guys like, and I see what you guys are craving. So if you guys want more content, definitely beat it up in the comments. Give me critiques. And if you guys want to hear me talk more football, more basketball, more baseball, just let me know. So Home and Huddles, that's the channel. And I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great night. It was good chatting with you guys. So have a good night, you guys. Thank you.